The 8th Plenary Session of the 11th Tenure Party Central Committee has concluded. Ending on Friday, the 5-day meeting noted the improvement in revenue collection, which boosts the state's spending capacity. Chair Party Secretary General and President Hong Loon Sisulit, the quarterly meeting discussion focused on the implementation of the Socio-Economic Development Plan. Today, budget and monetary plans for the first half of this year and the national agenda set in motion to tackle economic and financial hardships and the burgeoning drug trade. While global turbulence continues to impact the economy, the Central Committee expressed concerns over the ongoing economic challenges facing Laos and instructed the government to take action to address high-level inflation, depreciation of the kyib, and rising costs, among other financial, monetary, and economic issues. Despite this concern, businesses have begun to raise their prices after the government introduced a value-added tax hike that drove up rate from 7 to 10%. The new rate came into effect at the beginning of May. Meanwhile, inflation remains high, hitting 24.92% in April, although it dropped slightly from 24.98% record in March. The rate remains far behind the target, which was set at a single digit by the end of this year. In light of these challenges, the Central Committee told the government to take action to make clear change. It emphasized the need to improve governance, streamline bureaucracy, mechanisms, and regulations in order to improve the business environment and attract more private investment to drive growth. The Central Committee instructed completely address in all hindrances, barriers, and steps and cultivate confidence among investors and push for commercial-based production. The Central Committee also called for stronger reforms of state-owned enterprises, noting that many of them have performed poorly, sustained losses, and accumulated huge debts.
As investors take advantage of the country's...
It named Electricité de Laos, Lao Airlines, and Lao State Fuel Company as in need of urgent reforms, including restructuring of business operations, including management. The Central Committee suggested these reforms must ensure effective and efficient operations that are transparent and inspectable. Amid a high school dropout rate and low standards of education, the meeting revolved around a solution to address these issues as a strategic importance and urgent agenda that needs prompt action to resolve. In this regard, the Central Committee told the government to invest more funds in education and to narrow the education gap between towns and remote communities. Consider special supporting policies for rural disadvantaged students from poor households, and more. These solutions echoed the recommendations made by the World Bank in its latest report. The bank's Lao Economic Monitor for April 2024 reported that public education funding had fallen, with the 2023 budget allocation for education 38% down from 2013 figure in real terms. It said an increasing number of Lao children are dropping out and those who stay are not learning, which undermines Laos' sustainable development efforts. This has follow-on effects for subsequent education levels. Most Lao secondary students score below expected levels, especially in mathematics and science. The bank said if learning outcomes are to improve, the education sector needs urgent reprioritization and increased budget allocation. The Lao economy is projected to grow at 4.7% over the first 6 months of this year, a slight drop from the same period last year amid ongoing challenges. Last year's first half growth was projected at 4.8%. The rebounding tourism industry and services with expanding productions are making positive contributions to growth prospects, according to a report presented at the 8th Plenary Session of the 11th Tenure Party Central Committee.